Hey guys, this is Coach Hallie with the Iron Mobility YouTube channel, and today we're going to be going through just a short, about 10-minute gentle mobility routine. This is a great routine to do maybe at the end of your day to kind of just tune into your body and gently give it some movement. It's also a great routine if you're recovering postpartum and you're a few weeks postpartum already, maybe you stopped bleeding and you feel like you are ready for some gentle movement. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start on hands and knees. So come down and set your hands up right underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we're gonna start in flexion of our spine. So rounding it into a gentle range of motion. Don't force anything that doesn't feel right. Just take a breath here, pushing away the floor actively with both arms. And then we're going to start from our tailbone and slowly extend our spine, going up from the tailbone, one vertebrae at a time into extension, like a slow wave, trying to make it as smooth as possible. Your head comes up last, and just take a breath here in this nice gentle extension. And then at the tailbone again, initiating, going back into flexion of your spine. Again, one vertebrae moving and then coming up into that T-spine, and your head follows last. Let's do that one more time, leading with the tailbone. So sending the sit bones apart, tailbone up and back, and really just getting as much range of motion as you can. Keep breathing at your own pace. And then taking that tailbone back down, getting back into that flexion again, one vertebrae at a time. And just take one more breath here. And then we're just going to come up into a tall kneeling position and do some scapula cars. So these are our shoulder blades. You're going to have your arms straight out in front of you. Just bring a gentle amount of tension, a light amount of tension into your body to stabilize. And then we're going to retract our shoulder blades toward each other and then glide them up toward our ears. Reach and protract forward and then shrug and glide them down. So it's like a boxy circle. We'll do that 2 more times in each direction. We're in that direction and then we'll switch directions. And again, just moving in a range of motion that feels good. One more this way. Pausing here at the bottom, and now reversing it, so we're protracted and depressed down, and we're gonna glide up as high as we can, hiding our neck. Keep them up as we retract back, and then keep retracting as you depress your scaps and glide them down. We're gonna do that 2 more times, so protract forward, glide up as high as you can, retract, glide down. One more like that. Again, just getting that gentle range of motion, but moving in ways that feel good for our body, engaging fully. Awesome. And then from here, we're just gonna come down onto one side. I'm gonna start with my left leg on top if you wanna be on the same side as me. And we're gonna go into some side lying hip cars. Okay, so come down with your bottom arm just underneath your head. Top hand is gonna reach out from your shoulder, palm flat on the ground. And we're gonna flex all 10 toes toward our shins. Our knees are in line with our hips, ankles in line with our knees. And we're gonna lift up the top leg here just a little bit. Start to pull that knee toward us into as much hip flexion as we can get. And then from there, we're gonna drive the leg up toward the sky, abducting our hip. Now I'm gonna drift that knee out a little bit and start to internally rotate through my hip, driving my heel back in space, and my knee's gonna sweep all the way down and back in line with my hip. I'm in as much hip extension as I can get while keeping my pelvis and rib cage stable. Bring the knee forward, take a breath. And now we just reverse that, going into the hip extension first, driving up in that internal rotation. Then externally rotate and start to pull the top of the knee toward my shoulder, and then bring it in front of my rib cage in that hip flexion position and rest. And we'll do just one more rep like that. Just take your time with it. Again, we're moving in a gentle way here in this video, so nothing too intense. You don't have to force anything. We're just moving our body mindfully, taking the time to get our joints kind of juiced and flossed, which always feels good. Reverse the rotation going into that hip extension again, and then drive up toward the sky. Externally rotate, feeling that rotation happening at the base of the hip. Pull the knee toward your shoulder, keep pulling it in as you bring it in front of your torso, and then rest. Nice. We're gonna stay on this side and just go into some hip capsule rotations with the leg bent. You can put your fingertip on your knee with your leg abducted and lift it up toward the sky a little bit. And we're gonna just rotate externally, trying to feel the inner thigh engage, pulling our foot down and forward. And then just slowly internally rotate. Pinky edge of your foot is going up and back, and we're feeling all the side of our hip and glute medius there to work to internally rotate the hip. And we're just gonna do 2 more in each direction. Remember to breathe. Should feel good, right? We don't want to go into any pinchy sensations. If it's a little crampy, that's okay. The muscles are working. But if you feel any sharp or pinchy pain, back off the range of motion a little bit or rest entirely. Whew. Okay, we're gonna just turn and flip over for the other side, doing those hip cars and capsule rotations for the other hip. So just take a moment to set up your position. Top hand is gonna reach out from the shoulder, palm flat. Flex your toes up toward your shins. Lift your top leg a little bit. Start to pull it into your chest. And then drive up and open, taking your time, feeling the engagement. We don't want to just breeze through everything. We want to be present. We want to put a little bit of effort into every moment of this hip car. Bring the knee forward, take a breath, and then reverse the rotation, driving back into that hip extension, driving up toward the sky, then externally rotate through the hip, pull the knee in, bring it down in front of your rib cage, and rest the leg for a moment. Awesome. And now we're gonna do 1 more rep like that. Lift up, pull in toward your chest again, and drive open, abducting the hip. Then drift that knee out away from you, internally rotate, driving that heel back behind you. You're in your hip extension, the knee's in line with the hip. Just take a breath here. And then bring the knee forward, release it, and we're gonna go right back into it, reversing that hip rotation. So hip extension first, then abduct in that internally rotated position, then externally rotate through the hip, pull the knee toward your shoulder, get as much hip flexion as you can, keep pulling it in as you bring it down. Nice. And then we have the capsule rotations. So lift that leg back up, and we're gonna externally rotate through the hip. Again, feeling this all here, engaging to pull the foot toward your face basically, and then internally rotate. Feeling that outside of the hip and glute. 2 more in each direction. Good. Just 1 more each way. Again, take your time. Notice maybe this side feels a little more challenging or a little tighter, or maybe this side feels better than your other hip. Whew, go ahead and release that. Awesome. And then we're gonna come on to hands and knees again. And just do a nice little position here with our toes curled under and our hips reaching back toward our heels. We're gonna reach our arms forward and just allow our chest to fall toward the floor. So it's kind of like a modified child's pose. We're just gonna breathe here. I'm gonna imagine like my hands are trying to push the floor forward and out away from me, and my sit bones are trying to widen and reach back behind me. So it's a bit more of an active stretch than a relaxed child's pose, and we're just trying to find length on the sides of our serratus and lat muscles, on the side of our shoulders and torso. We're trying to find some length in our T-spine. Take a few nice big deep breaths here. Seeing if you can imagine a balloon in the side of your rib cage, at the bottom of your rib cage. Inhale and inflate your balloon three-dimensionally, and exhale, feel that balloon hug in and deflate three-dimensionally as the air draws out of your lungs. Take one more nice big breath here. And then we're just gonna go into a downward dog to finish here. Feel free to pedal through the feet, gently stretching the calves and ankles on one side as you bend the opposite leg, and then switch. Just do that a few times. If this feels too intense for you, maybe you're pretty early postpartum doing this routine, maybe just stay in child's pose. And then we're just gonna bring both heels back to the ground and walk our hands back toward our feet, and just let yourself release everything hanging over your legs. Let your neck and jaw and face muscles relax. And then we're just gonna slowly start to push down through our feet and think of rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Take your time. Head comes up very last. Roll those shoulders back. Stand tall. Feel the top center of your head really reaching up toward the sky, like someone has a string attached to the very center crown of your head, and they're gently tugging it up and straight up toward the ceiling, lengthening your spine. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Hope that felt good. Again, that's just a gentle mobility routine, really just to check in with your body and move it mindfully. Remember to subscribe to the Iron Mobility Fitness channel if you haven't already, and leave any comments or feedback below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. If you have any requests, you want to learn a specific skill, or you want maybe a mobility routine for your desk job at work, we got you, okay? And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.